And this is Lorena Mora-Mowry from Latina. Today we have the pleasure today to have Sonia Myles to talk about her movement, but also to talk about Sister Accord.
That's right.
So tell me a story, because you were working in a corporation, top 500 corporation, and you decide, I'm going to do something different. So tell me about that.
Well, it's been an amazing journey because I saw the Sister Accord in a dream. So what came first was the Sister Accord resolution, which is this, very simple, very basic way of saying, because I respect you as another female, another woman, there are things that I'm going to do for you to make sure that I take care of you, to make sure that I bring your dreams to life as I'm bringing my dreams to life. And so the Sister Accord resolution came first, saw it in a dream, and said, okay, because I'm preparing for this event that I was working on, I will present this, and I'll be done, and I'll go on to the next thing. But there was just something that kept coming back to me that said, and people were pulling all over the globe saying, what are you going to do with this? What are you going to do with this? This is so beautiful. I want a copy of it. And I said, I'm not going to do anything with it. But clearly, I started to begin to understand that this is why I was created. This is why I was born. And so I have a responsibility and duty to make sure that I lead this revolution of love to really get girls and women to understand that we must take care of each other, we must love each other, we must respect each other, and we must have very meaningful interactions with each other. And so that's really the very basic essence of what the Sister Accord movement is all about. And my goal is to have 1 billion girls and women living this and giving them the tools to do so is what I'm doing.
You decide, you have this dream,
yes,
and then you decide to write a book.
Yes, yes.
So tell me, because it's a beautiful book and I have mine now.
Yeah,
but
I tried to think about ways that I could give people tools. I'm very big into how do I give people very tangible things that they can do each and every day to really bring the whole Sister Accord resolution to life. And so that's what the 51 ways to love your sister is. So again, I saw this in a dream, and there were 50, in my dream it was 50 ways to love your sister. But when I got up, and I keep my journal right next to my bed, when I got up and wrote everything out, there were 51 ways. And so I changed the name of the book to 51 Ways to Love Your Sister. Well, again, fear sets in. Fear sets in. Fear always comes and stays. Although you conjure up all these thoughts in your mind. I'm not a celebrity. Who am I to write a book? Who would buy my book? So I started going through that. And so I really, for a long period of time, set all of this aside because I had an amazing day job. I was in corporate America and doing well. And so there was really no need for me to really follow this passion. Well,
but that dreams keep coming back.
It kept coming back to me. It kept coming back to me. And so I had, I started to have themes for my life that I would declare. So no resolutions, no New Year's resolutions, but just themes. Because I wanted to, again, really think about what should I be doing with this whole Sister Accord movement. And so 2012 was the year of facing my fears. 2013 was the year of courageous decisions. So in facing my fears, I had two big fears. One was writing this book, and the other one was I had a phobia of dogs. And so I said, I have got to conquer both of these if I am going to move forward. And so I went out, and I believe in going all the way and jumping with both feet, and I bought a dog. Now, Bichon Frise, really small, really beautiful. But for 6 months, I ran from it in my home. I was scared of this little thing in my home because I had this fear, this deep, deep-seated fear because of what had happened to me in my childhood, and I had never resolved that issue. And so I said, I've got to conquer both of these fears. And the process by which having the courage to face the fear with the dog helped me to face the fear with, getting the book written and getting it published and really getting out there to talk to people about my book. And so I like to say, 2012 was a year that I really had to get it together, and that journey and that process and the courage that it took really helped me move into my 2013, which was my year of courageous decisions.
I'm so happy to have my book now. So tell me, so we have the book, we have the idea, you have the courage, and you wrote the book. So now talk about this movement, because it's going to school,
Yes.
because it's something that we need to see it, learn it,
Yes.
and start living it, don't you think?
Yes, exactly. And so I have a number of different platforms and ways that I brought the movement to life. First of all, I launched my Sister Accord Tea Parties for high school girls last year, so I'm very, very excited about that. So we launched in Cincinnati at the Hilton Netherlands Plaza Hotel. Great sponsor for me with this work. TJ Maxx has signed on to sponsor as well. And so this is about getting high school girls, and I know that the negative behavior starts earlier even than high school, but right now I'm focusing on high school girls. And we bring them together in this tea party setting, very beautiful, very dynamic environment, okay? And it's all about helping them to understand how special they are. Many of my mentees, and I like to stay close to young people, always tell me, I feel like adults don't care. I feel like they don't get me. And so what we do as part of this tea party is to help them understand that we do care. There are people who love them, that are outside of their family, people who want to see them do well, people who are here to mentor them. And so I have mentors, Sister Accord mentors, who also join me, and we teach etiquette, social grooming, social media, communications, leadership skills. I teach the importance of sisterhood and leadership. What's love got to do with it? It does matter. Mean girls grow up to be mean women if there is no intervention. And what happens in our corporations, and we see it all the time, people don't stay. You get the best and the brightest who you may attract to your company, but if your leaders are not engaging and if they're mean, people will leave. People have options. Great people always will have options.
That's when you think about it, I don't want to be here miserable.
Exactly. And so people leave. And so that costs companies lots of money. And what I'm talking about is getting out of the mediocrity that many of the corporations have seen in terms of their results. And I believe it's because of the culture. It's the culture that has been, seeped in, that has allowed people to, really settle. And what I'm saying is, let's take the bar up. If people in your organization are not getting along, the productivity and the profitability is impacted.
Something interesting told me, Lorena, how you can connect Latinas when three women, they cannot get along.
But see,
and I get along with everyone.
But see, what we have to do is we have to change the dynamics of what has been taught to girls growing up. That in order for me to win, you must lose. That's a fallacy. And what I'm trying to get people to understand is you can expand the pie, you can bake a new pie, and everyone can can win with the new pie. So that whole notion of win-lose is old. It's old school. We have to kill that and really bring back, and people have, and what I'm talking about is nothing new. So bring back the respectability, okay? What's the basic principles of how to have meaningful interactions with each other? And it's all about respect.
That's the beginning.
It's all about respect. And so we can do this, and we can turn the tide on what we are seeing in the workplace and what we're seeing in schools and all the bullying.
So you take these two high schoolers. What about working? Do you give classes? Or
exactly. So I do seminars in corporations, schools, universities. We had one university in North Carolina. They bought 600 books for their entire freshman incoming class, and I did a sisterhood and leadership seminar for them. What's important for people to understand about this, and I have a series called Great Leaders Have Great Relationships. This is not just a cutesy, kumbaya, let's hold hands kind of movement. I'm talking about your life. Your health is impacted when your relationships aren't healthy. All aspects, your productivity, all of that is impacted when your relationships aren't healthy. Loneliness is real. Depression is real. And so what I'm talking about here in terms of having meaningful interactions and really fostering great relationships with each other impacts all aspects of our lives. And that's why I'm saying that there's such a huge link to corporations. And that's why many companies say, I want you to come in and speak to my women, because this all is inextricably linked. It's all linked. And so it's really exciting when I hear people say, what you've taught me works. I didn't realize it. You know, I was having difficulties with someone in the office. I gave them your sister core resolution and said, hey, let's work on this stuff together. Let's figure out, you know, how can we work more effectively together? And they're seeing the results, and it's amazing.
So you go to corporations, you go to university, you go to high school. How do you feel about the parents or the mothers? Because we forgot about to be a mother, and the mother is just to listen, to sit down and to talk.
Well, you know, it's amazing to me the feedback that I get from mothers who have said that they have been able to have dialogue with their daughters around relationships in ways that they had never talked to them about as a result of reading the book together. And I'm talking small girls, as young as 5 and 7, having these conversations with their mothers. So what mothers have said to me is, you're having the tea parties for my daughter, but I need you to have tea parties for the mothers too, because we've been socialized to believe that, you know, we can't have great relationships with other women as well. And so if you haven't seen it role modeled, it's difficult for you to believe that it's possible. And so, you know, we're talking about, you know, how do we bring this message, you know, to mothers as well.
I just think about it because a lot of us, the Latinas, probably we have this sisterhood inside of us, because, but we all live so isolated.
Yes.
We don't speak the language.
Yes.
We're by ourselves.
Yes.
Mujer Latina, today my website was the reason because I was eager, I want to connect.
Yes.
So I've been able to that, but are you translating this in Spanish so we can
yes. Yes, that is on my list. That's a big priority for me, to get to having this translated. As I mentioned earlier, the Sister Accord resolution that is on my website has been translated. And so
I will post it there so we can have the link.
Yes, because that is important. It's a daily reminder. I have women groups who use that resolution every time they start a meeting. They use that resolution, and I have people who hang it up in their daughters' rooms, hang it up in their offices as a great reminder for the kind of relationships we really need to be fostering with each other.
So you give presentations, so in your website they can contact you?
Yes, yes, there's a contact page there.
Sisteraccord.com?
The sisteraccord.com. So the is very important. THE, sisteraccord.com.
It's like me. What next for you? Because you wrote a book.
Yes.
You're giving presentation. Do you believe, like, oh my gosh, it's just started with a dream?
Exactly. That's exactly what I say. You know, when I think about, you know, wanting to have 1 billion girls and women living this, and the world that we will be living in when we see that. You know, today our girls get a very different message from TV. You know, they see women fighting, they see women cursing at each other and pulling hair. And that's
fighting for a man.
And that's not an effective way to resolve conflict. And so my hope and vision is to really give people the tools and help them understand this is intentional. You have to, once you make up your mind to live the principles of the Sister Accord, that's easy. The work comes in each and every day. What are those things that you do, that you bring to mind, that you bring to bear to make sure that you, are having those relationships? Meaningful interactions, reciprocal, healthy, reciprocal relationships. I should not be the only one benefiting. If we're in a relationship together, a friendship, it's got to be win-win. And that's the thing. All of my themes are consistent throughout this movement. And it all comes back to that love and respect that you must first have for yourself. And that's why I spend a lot of time with my young people saying, you've got to get comfortable in your own skin first. When you do that, you will naturally see other girls and women as an extension of yourself and want everything amazing to happen to them, just like you want great things to happen for yourself. And so, we will continue to do books. My next book will be 51 Ways to Love Your Children, because I get a lot of people talking to me about that. There's the Brother Accord, the Marriage Accord. So this is a part of a franchise. So I have a lot of work to do.
So you were afraid to write. Now it's going to be
Exactly. I was afraid, and now, You know, now the fear is gone, and
You know, and first of all, where we can buy this book?
yes, so you can go online, thesisteraccord.com, and buy it. It's currently also in Barnes & Noble here in the Cincinnati area, barnesandnoble.com. iTunes, if you would prefer to have it on your iPad.
Do you have it? Oh my God.
Yeah, so you can go to iTunes. You can, if you have a Kindle, you can also
You can
purchase
put it in your car when you go to work every single day, and you can learn.
Exactly. And so, and then Joseph Beck Books in the Cincinnati area also carries the book. So it's
Show me this bracelet.
Yes. So we have, in conjunction with the Sister Accord movement, if you open the book to the jewels up here, what I've talked about is that there's some jewels that are foundational to having a great relationship. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and selflessness. Mm-hmm. This is the foundation. And so I've partnered with a woman-owned business in Dayton, and she has developed, designed bracelets. So there are 10 bracelets in the Sister Accord jewelry collection. This is love and this is peace. And so the Sister Accord bracelet itself, which is a Gerber daisy, which is my symbol, are the first 3 bracelets in the collection that we have launched. And this portion of the proceeds goes to my foundation, the Sister Accord Foundation, which has 3 areas of focus: educating girls and women, enlightening girls and women of the power of sisterhood, and eradicating bullying and violence against girls and women. So I'm very excited about this new collection and the empowerment. You know, everyone who gets the bracelet always says, I feel so empowered when I wear these. Again, this is a reminder. This is just a reminder, a tangible reminder that we can love, that we can have peace, and all those other jewels that will be launched later this year, we can have that, and we can have it together, and that's what this collection, I'm so proud of this collection.
It's beautiful.
We just launched it in December, right before Christmas, and you will hear more.
So you can buy the bracelet too online?
The bracelet's online as well, exactly.
Well, conversation, we say thank you so much, and I hope that we can keep interviewing when you have something new to share, but also we will be follow any presentation that you have, because we will definitely support you, because it's definitely, if we have a woman, we have all of us too. So anyway, thank you so much.
Thank you, I appreciate your time.